Would you rather have unlimited pizza for life or unlimited tacos for life?
Oh, this is tough. This is really tough.
I know. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Tacos.
Pizza. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Different.
All
We're
right.
different. We're different.
Mhm. Welcome to Second Saturday, the podcast where every Sunday feels like a Saturday.
This is episode 63, and I'm Ainsley.
And this is Jan.
And today, we're going to go dive into a little wisdom, a little life lessons from the one and only Jennifer. Can I hear?
I might know a thing or two. Like just
Just
two.
maybe. Just maybe.
Just maybe you might know two things. Two things. I
Well,
love that.
there you go.
Well, I have things.
She's
I have
things.
things that I know.
Guys, she has more than two things.
I have
She
things
has
that I know.
four.
I have
She has
things.
4 bullet points listed.
I know 4 things. Listen, I know 4 things that people have been like, oh, that's really good life advice. That would be something I should probably think about. So, and they're not all originally mine. A couple of these came from my mother because she also knows things, smart things.
Smart
You know,
things.
we know things.
We know things.
I love it. I love it. All right. Let's dive into that would you rather question first because you
Okay.
picked pizza and I picked tacos.
Yes, there would have been a day where it was tacos. I think I went through quite a big period of my life there where tacos were life. But I'm just kind of over tacos. I wouldn't say I had too
Mm-hmm.
many because like we had them for quite a while, but then we just kind of stopped eating them like naturally. And I have them every
Mm-hmm.
now and then, but I think I'm just more
Mm-hmm.
of a pizza person now.
I get it.
Yeah.
For me, there would have been a day when I would have chosen pizza over tacos.
Yeah.
But I think right now in the stage of my life, I want to head down to Mexico and I want to eat some fish tacos, shrimp tacos, um, all kinds of Mexican tacos, taco. Not to say that I'm not going to eat pizza, but unlimited tacos,
Yeah.
I could wrap my brain around that. There's so many different types of tacos
I
out there.
think
Like
for
there's so
me
many
right
types of
now
pizza.
too, like if we're going stages of life,
Okay.
um like pizza right now is easier for me to eat than a taco because it's easier for me to get gluten-free pizza than it is to get like obviously you can buy like uh corn tortillas and stuff, but if you get like a little taco
Mm-hmm.
kit or go out
Yep.
somewhere with tacos, you're more likely to find a place that has gluten-free pizza over tacos.
True that. True
So
that.
now
I
when we
like
have
it.
taco night now, I usually just make like almost like a little nacho bowl because I just use tortilla chips that are like
Oh.
or corn tortillas, and like crunch those
Mm-hmm.
up and make like a little taco bowl rather than a traditional taco, just because we don't have stuff for me for a traditional
Like a deconstructed taco.
taco.
Ooh, you're so fancy pants. I
Yeah,
like it. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Yeah. Funny how we both said like previously we would have chosen this, but now we're
yeah,
choosing this. I think that's funny.
that is funny.
So yes, we're gonna throw it out to our audience. Which would you rather choose? Would you rather have a lifetime of unlimited pizza or a lifetime of unlimited tacos? Please throw it in the comments. Maybe let us know what your favorite either pizza or tacos are,
Yeah,
too, because you might give us some good suggestions for things for us to try
what's your favorite
in
taco?
those realms. I'm really digging the shrimp tacos right now.
Oh, what do you put on your
That's what I'm
shrimp
really
taco?
digging. I'm really loving shrimp tacos. Had some. We went out for supper a couple weeks ago. We were in the city, and so we went to where did we go? I want to say Moxie's. I had shrimp tacos. They're really good, really yummy. Anyways, I had guacamole and salsa or
Ooh,
pico in it and stuff like that. They were really good.
that sounds really good.
So that's kind of my taco of choice right now. That's where I'm at. So, anyways, um, our audience, please let us know which one you would rather do. Put it in the comments. We would love that. Ainsley, if someone would like to send us a would you rather question, how do they do that?
They will leave a comment down below. They can DM us on Facebook or Instagram or comment on a
Mm-hmm.
post. There's many, many ways. There's multiple options. You can send a text, a video, or an audio submission. Yeah,
Yes.
do it.
I agree.
Do it.
Side note, I'm going to go into my messages here. I had a past person that I worked, like was affiliated with my job that I just have left. Because I was like a help person, many different people called me from many different schools. And this one girl, I know her well. I know her mom really, really well, and I have helped her in her job um, quite a bit. She sent me a message to friend her, and I was like, oh my gosh. So, I accepted it, and she wrote the loveliest comment about our podcast. And so I'm just going to pull that up
We're
if I can
famous.
find it.
We're
There she
famous.
is. So, she writes, just want to congratulate you on your retirement. Assuming you're retired, but I'll take that. You were amazing, and I really appreciated your help with all the help desk stuff. That's awesome. Hope you're enjoying this new chapter of life. I also wanted to tell you that my mom showed me your podcast with your daughter, and I've been loving it. It's such a good vibe. It makes me so happy for both of you. My mom is my best friend too. And watching you and Ainsley just have the best time together makes my heart so happy. Keep up
Yeah.
the great work, and I'll be tuning in each week. Take care. Isn't that sweet?
That's so sweet.
It
So
is.
sweet.
So I wrote back, I just said, so glad you're enjoying the podcast. It really is a special bond when your best friend is your mom slash daughter. I could always tell you and your mom had it as well. That was really, really nice.
That is really sweet.
It was.
It's
I
really
was like,
sweet.
oh, I just made me warm and fuzzy inside. It was very, very
Aw.
nice. So I'm sure I'll be, keeping in contact with that person. So,
Yeah.
thank you for reaching out to me. Super appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I wonder if her mom has given her any life lessons.
Oh,
Probably.
that's a good question.
When you're that close, there's definitely life lessons to be shared. So,
Yeah.
let's dive into this. Ainsley.
Boom.
Okay, so this is the first life lesson, and this was passed down from my mom, and I have passed this on to many people, and it is applicable to any woman on this planet. And I love this life lesson, and it is never make a major decision if you are A, drunk, or B, on your period. Ainsley,
That is
is this
very, that's
something you follow?
a very valid life lesson that,
It's
yes,
a really good lesson.
I've never made a decision while drunk, and I do find myself quite often stopping other people from making decisions whilst under the influence. Whether they
Yep.
actually listen to me or not, that's on them. But I suggest that they don't do what they're about to do.
Right?
And then in terms of like being on your period, I would say yes. I'm also someone who isn't highly affected like on the emotional side when
Okay.
on my period, but I definitely think that I have also stopped people from making a decision whilst
Is that
full
generally when
of
you buy all of your Lego? I feel like that's a major
No.
decision.
No, I'm actually quite responsible with my Lego.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes, I do
I have
listen to
also
that. I do listen to that life lesson.
good for you. I have also followed this advice for many, many years. This is the one piece of advice that got me through my entire 4 years of university. and my girlfriends too. I
Yeah.
can remember coming home from the bar and everybody's drunk and my girlfriend's fighting with her boyfriend and just mad, and we're all trying to talk her down, and I look at her and say, what is the advice that my mom says? And she'd be like, never make a major decision when you're drunk or on your period. She's like, okay, fine, I won't break up with him tonight. And they didn't, and it
Oh,
was probably
nope.
a really good decision.
Yeah. Look at
So
that.
I have shared that with tons of people because I just find it really is good advice because for both of those situations, you're heightened emotionally,
Yeah.
right? You're very emotionally charged.
Oh yeah.
So they really are words to live by. There's been a lot of times too when I'm on number B that I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Oh yeah, it's this week. Okay, no, I'm not making that decision right now.
Yeah.
So like if there's just one piece of advice I could give to anybody in the entire world, that would be the one because it's so true and it really will save you a lot of grief in the long run
Yes.
if you follow
Yes.
that. Yeah, good Lord. Like just talking about that takes me right back to my university house that we rented. I can remember sitting in that living room. I can remember my girlfriend sitting. We had a rocker recliner chair. She's all mad and we're all sitting there. And then when I said to her that, she's like, oh, just disgusted. Fine. Like never make a major decision when you're drunk. She's like, okay, fine. And I'm like,
It's
yeah. And
fine.
listen, you got a boyfriend for the next several years now too, so settle down.
You're
Um,
welcome.
you're welcome. And it was just words that me and my girlfriends lived by in they're kind of tumultuous years of your
Yeah.
life too, right? So I lived and died by those rules, kind of going through all that until, you kind of get a little bit more mature and, you know, have a little bit of life behind you to kind of have a little bit more common sense. So yeah, so if that's one thing that, I can pass down to you, Ainsley, and
Hmm.
then you can pass on to other people. Um, it's just, it holds so much truth and it really does have value to it.
Oh yeah.
So shout out to my mom, who was the one that gave me
Shout
that
out
piece of information
grandma.
originally.
Woo.
Grandma, she's freaking
Grandmama.
smart. That's all I have to
That's a
say. She's
smart
really
little
smart.
cookie. Look at us go.
She is smart as a Canadian peacock.
Stop
Just
it.
need to throw that out there,
Stop.
Ainsley. Smart, sharp as a turkey.
Oh, no. Next
Yeah.
next life lesson. Next life lesson.
Moving on. And this is another one too that my mother also passed down to me,
Oh,
and I hold this one. Listen, mom's got it going on.
they
She
really do.
just knew. She did. And so I have passed these down to you and like I said, share them away.
Oh yes.
But unless it is physically or morally dangerous, um, like I don't step in with my kids anymore.
Yeah.
Like now that they're adults, like I don't really worry about it, but I don't step in with my kids. And this is parenting. This is like for parenting when you're an adult.
Yes.
I don't necessarily like because my kids now are what? You guys are in your early 20s now.
Yeah.
So they're really and we talked about that a lot of podcasts ago about that transition of going from like a parent child relationship to that kind of more of a friend relationship.
Yeah.
And, we all hit that at different stages too. But this is one that I'm very conscious about now as parenting my kids when they're adults. I try not to. But the only two times I will step in is if it is physically or morally dangerous, whatever the situation is, then I will step in as a parent, no
Yeah.
matter what age my kids are or what age I am. So now that my kids are grown, and I know this, obviously I don't know if you don't follow this yet because you don't
Yeah.
have like adult
I don't have any
kids.
children.
Um, you don't have children
I don't have children,
yet.
period, first of all. Don't
You don't
say
have
I don't
children,
have
period.
adult kids. I don't have any kids.
But this is one that I find now I have to really think about, and and I try to follow this one as much as I can, because I also think that keeps our relationship healthy with like both my kids.
Yeah.
Um, and
That's
I
actually a
follow this one.
very that's now that you say that, that is a very good point because it does because you're not constantly stepping on our toes and like life is
Yeah,
up to us now.
yeah,
I have like I know people who are like the same age as me and I can like their parents step in all the time for things and I can just see how like obviously we're different people to begin with, but like I can just see
sure,
how differently we react to situations and think about things and how we go about things because their parents are like just constantly in their business when like
yeah.
you and dad aren't and stuff like that and like not like I mean, you're more than welcome to be in my business, I guess. But like,
Well, we
it
don't
does
parent your
help a lot.
business.
Yeah, like you're letting me and my brother make our life decisions and life choices. Whether it might not be the best choice right now, but as long as
Yeah,
it's not harming us in any way, you're letting us make that choice because
and
that's how,
that's
for
the
us to
key.
learn.
Because I
Cause
have
you,
seen, and listen, like parenting styles are different all
yeah,
across the boards. There's no right, no wrong one.
no,
But I have found that when I see parents that are trying to still parent their adult children, I can see the resentment that those
yeah.
kids are starting to build up,
Yeah, and
and I
I
don't
can
want that
see
with my
that on
kids.
like the kid end, like because I have friends and things like
Can
that. Like
you?
I can see how they react with their parents, and in my mind, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Are you crazy? Like, why would you react that way?" But then I can also see how like maybe that parenting style is what may have caused that. Um,
Who knows?
yeah,
It's and it's really hard to have that restraint. But unless now I say that to all my friends now that are getting kids that are older, I'm like, unless it is morally, like if it goes against your morals or it's gonna affect your morals in any way, then I'm stepping in 100%.
yeah,
same thing if it's physical. Obviously, anybody's going to step in if something
Yeah.
can be morally dangerous to somebody or physically dangerous to somebody. But it's that moral one too, and that's the one that I have to really gauge. Like, okay, wait a minute. Like, physical is pretty obvious,
Yeah.
but the morally damaging one, you need to really know your kid too, and what you guys have just
Yeah.
talked about and instilled as a family. But yeah, so those are that's a really good piece of advice for my like in the right now. um and yeah, that's one that I practice on a regular basis, is
Which
just
I
kind of
think is like
identifying if it is.
a really good thing because you're giving your kids a chance to make those like real life mistakes and realize that,
Yep.
oh, if I've messed this up, like I don't have someone to like not pick up the pieces or tell me how to do it differently. Like I need to figure out how to do it differently.
Yep.
And that's what you kind of need going into life, really.
Yeah. And that's one thing that we've always said to you kids too. If you're right, we will stand behind you.
Yeah.
If you are wrong, we will stand beside you.
Yes.
And I think that's key part of this as well. Like if you're making decisions that we're not loving, we'll stand beside you. And however the fallout is, that's fine. If you're right,
Which I've
like,
had that. I've experienced that with
yeah,
you guys. Like
yeah,
I feel like
absolutely,
especially this year with like being done school and work and all that stuff, like I've
yeah,
definitely like realized and seen moments where like I'm making a choice that isn't ideally what you guys want, but you're still there. You're just not gonna like gung ho cheer me on for that
well,
choice.
we're always there.
And
And
if that
you
choice
have to
ends
let
up
your
being a good choice, you're gonna scoot your
yeah.
little bum behind me and woohoo, yeah, Ainsley.
But we'll never leave you in the lurch.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, anyways, I just have found that that's been a really good life lesson, um, that I hope I'm going to pass on to you, and anybody else that
Yeah.
finds any value in any of these things. Feel free to instill them in your life or pass them on
Mm-hmm.
however you want. It's worked well for me and my life and my kids. And who knows? Maybe it will work for someone else. Maybe it won't, and that's okay.
Yep.
These are just the things that I have found are my life lessons.
Yes.
Um, the next one, worrying about something. You only need to is only like give it like 5% value. Don't give it 100% value of worrying on things, because it's just not worth it. Like half the
Yeah.
time, like worrying only is needed for 5% of life, really. Um, and I hate pre-worrying. God, that drives me nuts. That should be on that podcast of things that we loathe, is worrying, of what might happen. I can't handle that. And a good example of that was the fires that we had this summer. um and I don't buy into that, like, and of course everybody's concerned about what would happen. Oh, aren't you worried about what might happen? You might lose your house. I might, but I'm not going to worry about it because it hasn't actually physically happened yet. And I think
Yeah.
I said that to some people, like, if once I see the flames licking at my ankles around my house, then I'm going to start to worry. But why would I
Yeah.
create an illusion of stress of something that's not actually happening in my life,
Which
of the
exactly, because think
potential of something
about
that
how many
might?
people worried and the town was fine. It ended up being safe.
I'm
Like
like,
nothing actually
I
happened.
can't do it. Like,
That's
why would
fair.
I
I
put in
think
all that effort and worrying of what might happen, and then 7 weeks down the road, nothing happened?
yeah,
Like, so what
true.
was the point of it?
I think
You know what I
I'm
mean? So that's,
slowly starting to like figure this one out because like I'm a
yeah, it's a
worrier.
bit of a life
I'm
lesson for sure. Yeah.
someone who is always thinking about this, that, what could be all those things. But I feel like
Yeah.
I'm still a pre-worrier. But I think in terms of
Okay.
my worry level, I'm slowly going down to the 5%. I feel like I'm trying
Well,
to
and I'm
just
trying to
accept that
instill that into
whatever's
you.
going to happen, especially like I feel like this year has been like a very like eye-opening, life-changing year because obviously like my life no longer has the routine it's had for 20 years with school and stuff like that. So, I feel like this year especially I've like slowly figured out that like it everything's going to work out no in whichever way it works out, whether that's like doing something that I always saw myself doing or doing something completely different, living here, there, wherever. But I just need to like just let it happen and not worry about it, I guess.
Worrying
And
gets you nowhere. It
I'm
gets you
slowly
nowhere.
getting down to that point.
Good for you, Ainsley. It takes time, and it takes
Yep.
like it takes thoughtfulness to be like, okay, I'm going to let this go. Like, I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, and I'm just saying there is 5% of stuff in your life that is definitely
Oh
really
yeah,
worth
and
worrying
there's
about.
things that are
There's
worth
no denying
worrying.
that.
Maybe
Yeah,
there's things worth worrying at 75%. There's lots of different things.
could
But
be.
like for the general, like just general everyday things, like it's not like worry once it happens or once you're at
Yeah.
that point.
I just it's something that I've had to kind of like practice and be like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not worrying about that. It if it happens, like I'll deal with something in real time. I
Which
can't.
you know what you are really good at because I know people and like people like in our family, outside of our family, like people who know us who say like, "Oh, I need to be like more like Jen and just not care." Like I've had them say that to me where like, "Oh yeah, I need to just think about how would your mom think in this situation? Like she would just like let it go, she wouldn't care." Like I've had people say that to me. So, you're pretty
Yeah,
good
and
at
it's
it.
not that I don't care, but I'm
But
not
like
going to put time and effort
yeah.
into worrying about something.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not. I'm going to focus on other things, focus on the problem. I'm not going to get stressed about it if I can avoid it. Um, and maybe that's because your dad and I have had such a unique like life and career experiences where we have
Yeah.
like, had very unique situations where like, make or break seasons in the lodge
Mhm.
and career changes and,
I feel like you
moves
guys have
from,
seen every side, like the high and the low of kind of
yeah,
every like most aspects of life. Like I feel like you guys have seen the low side and the high side, and so like you've been on both
right.
ends. So you're just like there. It works out both ways.
Yeah.
Like you made it
Even when we
work
talk,
on either end
yeah.
of the situation.
We have. Even when we talk about retirement, like we want to retire earlier than later. We would rather retire younger than try and wait till like the full 65 and do that. And, people have asked me like, well, what happens if like you run out of money? I'm like, I'm not going to worry about that because life continues.
Yep.
So if something happens and we run out of retirement funds, we'll figure it out. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to worry about that because like, it's not that I'm going to just all of a sudden run out of money and then all of a sudden I die, like, cause I have
Yeah.
no money. You
Yeah.
figure it out. So, I don't worry about stuff like pre-worrying, I guess, most
Yeah.
of it. Like there is stuff that's, current in the now, but definitely trying to reprogram yourself to not worry as much and to let those types of things go is
Yeah,
really a
that's
benefit.
true. It and it is hard to do. Like I feel like right now I'm at a point where like I have all my big goals and dreams and aspirations and all those things and like dreams that in my mind I'm really trying to think of them as a possible dream. I guess I'm trying to like I'm
Hmm.
someone who is huge on like oh if it doesn't happen now it won't happen. So that's something I'm trying to work on and I feel like in the worrying department I'm just trying to like let go of the now and think about the future in the sense of like what I like goals I want to reach and be like, hey, like if I like whatever's happening now, I can make this work so that that can happen in the future. I guess
Good for you. That's
that's kind of
amazing,
what I'm,
Ainsley. That's
and
really
I'm
good.
trying to just like take charge. I think I've had it easier. The last couple months have been an easier transition just because I think that well, one I've started working, so that kind of helps a lot. But I think
Yeah.
kind of everyone overall, even in our family, have kind of just accepted the fact that I'm just gonna kind of do what I want to do and might not be what I said I was gonna do for years upon years.
Yep.
And I think that's helped a lot with me too, just knowing that everyone's kind of on the same page.
And here's the thing about that is people need to go back and look back in their life and think, gosh, when I was like 18, were my ideas of what I wanted to do the same as they are now? Because I can guarantee you
Yeah,
that the majority of the population, it's not going to be where they thought they were at. And that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So you have to kind of be okay with that and, explore like, good Lord, like I have a degree in recreation and leisure studies. I ended up working in a technology department. Like, you know what I
yeah,
mean? You never know where life's going to take you. So that's
exactly.
okay.
Yeah,
And I think, I don't know if that helps us being more understanding, but I also try to remember back to when I was, your age or your brother's age and whatever you're going through and thinking, man, like, did I have
yeah.
life figured back out back then? Or was this that? And I'm like, okay, just settle
No,
down, settle down.
like I'm trying to
Yeah.
stop worrying about what you and dad might think, and that's helped me a lot.
Yes.
I've
Because
kind of
I
let
didn't
go of
like,
that.
it's not that I didn't care what my parents thought, but I didn't worry about what my parents thought, but maybe that's because we had a pretty good foundation. So I didn't
Yeah.
worry about what my parents thought about my choices and things like that. Which is good. Shouldn't
Yeah.
shouldn't have to worry about what your parents. It's your life. You do what you
Yeah.
need to do. It's your life,
Do
right? It's not
do
mine.
it.
So I like that.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. Okay. All right. Okay. And lastly, and this is one that I had to figure out on the fly, but I really think this is a good, solid piece of life lesson as well. And this is more pertaining to like your middle years of your kids being in school and high school. And
Mm.
for me, that was the safest place to let your children fail is in school. And it
Yep.
really is when you think about it. Um, and this is one that was really hard for me to put into practice, man. Oh, this was a tough one. And obviously, it was harder with you because you're the first go round, a little bit easier
Yeah.
with your brother. But you're still two different people. So it was
Yeah.
still tough. And that was um, not pushing you guys, for you guys to figure out your inner drive. And you have to let somebody fail in order, I think, for them to truly find their inner drive. You're not going to see just how driven you are unless you're, and I'm not saying like fail, like completely fail out, but like fail
Yeah.
below what
Yeah.
your standards are, if that makes sense. And if that's like
Yeah.
a fail in school, like where you don't actually earn a credit or pass a grade, so be it. Or if it's just like a lower outcome of what you had, expected of yourself, that could be what
Yeah.
you know, deem as your fail, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so because you're in elementary school. Oh, did you do your homework? Have you done this? Have you studied for your test? Blah 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 blah. Blah, blah. And you're constantly like pushing your kids. Okay, like keep on track of your have these good get
But
these
I
good
feel like
habits in
that
life.
that is supposed to happen because you're trying to, at that stage in life, you're trying to teach us kind of what we should be doing in terms of school. Like, yes, you have to do these things, and like, you know what? But then, like, I see how in elementary school you want to do those things because
Yeah,
you do need your kid to understand that like school is something you kind of have to do, and you have to be able to do these things. But then once you get to high school, they should know at that point.
they should. So yeah, this definitely applies more in high school. And I think I saw this firsthand in my family's life. My brother, when he was in his last year of school, um, wasn't successful enough to continue on to the post education he applied for. So he had to redo his last year of school to bump up his grades. And so that's what I would consider as like a fail,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So it's literally the safest place you can make your kids fail, because they're not out anything and you're not out anything monetarily. Like there's no
Yeah.
real money invested if they don't, pass a course or pass a grade level or something like that. Um, your child is out only just like there's not an employer or employee that's out anything because
Yep.
of that either. Um, and also, the only thing that it's the real repercussions that that's going to cause in your child is a little bit of probably embarrassment,
Yeah.
or like letdown that they didn't achieve what they wanted to achieve. And that's not a bad thing. Like to feel like that you're frustrated or embarrassed that you didn't succeed is the thing that's going to drive you to do it,
Yeah.
right? For the
or
majority of it. So
or help you learn that like you don't have to be able to do everything, because I think a thing for me when in school was like in my last in grade 12, like it was COVID as well, so it was kind of weird, but I was always like it kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It did suck a little bit in terms of when I was in elementary school, it was not like drilled into me, like not by you, but kind of by my teachers. It was just like an expectation that I was one of the top students in the class, which is fine. Like I was quick with everything. But then when I got to high school, that was difficult because I had the expectation on myself then at that point that I had to be the top student of the class, which I definitely wasn't. And when I was in grade 12, I actually ended up dropping out of one of my math classes because it was just way too difficult for me, and it took me like it was quite hard for me like internally. Like I don't think I ever told anyone, but like I was like how does this look if I drop this class? Like I've taken all the top math classes leading up to this point, but I just didn't think I could do it, and so it was quite hard for me to make that decision to like let go of that class because I was like all of my friends are in that class, blah blah blah. But then in the end, it was a really good decision. I would have absolutely just loathed that class, but it was hard for me. But then it kind of helped me realize that like I don't have to be the best or I don't have to do like the real like those things. Like it's fine not to. So yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I get that fully. I get that. So on a parent's perspective of that, like I remember in grade 9, like I was constantly, oh, do you have any homework? Blah, blah, blah. Do you have any tests coming up? Do you need help studying? Things like that. How are your assignments? Blah, 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 blah. And I remember like just, always checking in with you on that. And then as soon as grade 10 hit, I pulled back.
Yep.
I didn't ask, oh, like, how do you have homework tonight? I pulled back. Oh, do you have a test coming up? Do you need help studying? Pulled back. And
And
I
I
let you guys
think
take the reins on that.
yeah, I think that was a bigger like lesson of sorts for my brother than me. Um
Well,
with
I don't
in
know,
terms
Ainsley,
of the
because
schoolwork. Well, I never really had homework because I would do it at school.
no, but also I remember in grade 10 too, you also were doing varsity and junior
Oh
varsity
God.
sports. And I
Yeah.
remember that your grades slipped a little bit below what your expectations were. And you didn't like that. So then you had to figure out what you needed to do to get your grades back up to where they were. And that's what I would call the fail in that.
Yeah.
Um, but so I stopped asking. I stopped asking how school was, if you had assignments, if you had a test you needed studying for, and I kind of let you guys take the reins on it. And to say, I'm quite pleased to say that you would be like, especially your brother, be like, hey, like I got a test coming up in 2 days, Mom. Can you help me study for it? Absolutely, 100%
Yeah.
I will. But I left it for you guys to come to me to ask for that help, and I left it for you guys to be in charge of how well you were doing in school. That was one of the hardest things to do, to let go when you have done nothing since they were like in kindergarten. Like, okay, is your homework done? Do you have a test? Are we studying? Are we
Yeah.
studying our words? Blah, blah, blah. You're just, that's the whole framework of your parenting, is teaching them how to learn and then stepping back. Holy Dinah, that was tough. But I think it's necessary
Yeah.
because it's the safest place for anybody to fail, because you're not out those things, like I said, monetary,
Yep.
employment, things like that. You're just kind of out whatever personal, emotions and things
Yeah.
attached to that,
It's
and you
it's
can
a
you can
good
try it again.
it is a good thing because it'll either teach you that like, hey, I need to be my own drive and get myself to reach that goal, or it teaches you I don't need to be that person. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Yes,
have to be like, and I feel like I was on both sides of that. I feel like it helped me like strive for my own things and realize what I wanted, but also helped me like let go of any expectations that were on me and things like that and kind of let go of that, which I also think helped me going into college because obviously I wanted good grades, but it wasn't the end of the world if I didn't get a good grade. Like if I passed, I was then at a stage mentally where like a pass was a good thing for me. Like not saying that like I was barely passing, but I was at the stage where like it didn't have to be a 90%, it could be a 70% and like I passed and that was okay. Which helped me like
and
let
that's the
go and
whole
be a more
point of that.
relaxed person. Yeah.
That's the whole
Yeah.
point of that. Those are two key things. If you can take that away as a person, like,
Yeah.
who's experiencing that's everything. That's
Yeah.
absolutely everything. And then you're not like, because if you fail out in college or post secondary, whatever you pick,
Ooh,
college, university, trade, whatever,
yeah.
there's a monetary value. You can't get back from that. So why don't you
Yeah.
learn that when that monetary value is not there, and then you can go into the world, and it's giving you a little bit of a deep dive into yourself.
Yep.
As a parent, that's one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do, is to let go of that, because that's all you've trained for as a parent leading up to
Yeah.
that. You're training them on how to, you know, and
Yeah.
so as tough as it is for you as a kid, it's just as tough for us as a parent to step back and pull back and not be so, making
Yeah.
sure that your kids have to want it for themselves. That's the only way they're going to be successful. If you push and push
Yeah.
and push and push and push and then leave them out into the real world, well, they're still expecting someone to push and push and push and push. They're not intrinsically having that drive and having that push. And you need to have
Yeah.
that in order to be in the real world. That's just the way life
Yeah.
works. You can't,
Exactly.
it's not going to happen. Um,
Exactly.
so that was another one that was really tough, but I think it was pretty important. And I think it's a really good life lesson, and one to follow. It's not easy,
Yeah.
man. It's not easy. But and
No.
I think too, because like I kind of saw that a little bit in my brother, and that it was okay to fail a bit in high school, and it really wasn't, you're in the whole scheme
Detrimental.
of life, you're not
Yeah.
out that much. And the things that you learn and you value, my brother's a very successful person. Um, the things that teaches you then, where it's very low risk,
Yeah.
is not a bad thing. So, just as a parent trying to let go of that, shoot, stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so those are some of the life lessons that I've kind of taken in, applied to myself, and then also applied to my kids, and hopefully
Yes.
it's benefited them and me, as
Yeah.
human beings. So I'm hoping.
I think
So
it's
yeah,
very
that's what I got.
beneficial. Even the life lessons that are more towards parenting, I feel like I look at that and I strive to do that when I become a parent. So,
Okay. And listen,
yeah.
they'll probably morph, and you'll
Oh
probably
yeah.
create your own, like, you know what I mean, and go for it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Any of our audience out there, do you have any life lessons that you're like, you live and die by, and like, no, this is the real deal. This is something
Yep.
that is great to follow and put into practice in your own life. If you have any of those, add them
Let
to
us
the
know.
comments, because there's no right or wrong. And, maybe someone can pull something from what you have said and be like, oh, that would be really apply to me, or apply to my situation, or whatever. And I can find great value in that. So,
Yeah.
this kind of podcast is a good kind of like sharing community podcast, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, just for things that people could find great value in, not just me running around being an idiot and you guys are laughing at me. This one actually has value to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Who knew?
Who would
Value
have
packed
thought?
podcast.
Who would have thought? Well, in terms
Don't worry,
of
people. I will get back to my ridiculous self here next time. This time I'm all serious. I'm all
in terms
adulty.
of if we're applying our life lessons, if we go back to the worrying at 5% and bring it into
Yep.
my weather report, we have had
Oh,
snow for a few days now, and like the crappy, like slushy rainy snow, like it's not a lot by any means, it's a few inches, but for the last like 3 or 4 days it's been like slowly snowing, and the amount
yeah.
of people who are just like, oh my god, it snowed out, what are we gonna do, how are we gonna get
Yeah.
places, like looking at the forecast, like, oh my god, it's supposed to snow in 2 days again, what, and I'm like, I'm over here like, you know what, it sucks, I hate driving in the snow, like driving in the snow in the city, because no one knows how to
Yeah.
drive when it snows, like I don't, like obviously I don't enjoy the snow, but if I have somewhere to be, like I have people being like, do you work this week, and I'm like, yeah, they're like, oh, like it's supposed to snow, I'm like, okay, I'm like, when the day comes and I have to get to work, I'll
Yeah.
leave a little bit earlier, I'll take my time, I'll get there, I'll drive slow, if it's like a huge snowstorm and I can't get into work, I'll call them, like I'm not, like the snow sucks, I don't like it, but I'm also not gonna let it like ruin my day because I have to
Yep.
drive somewhere in 3 days time.
Exactly.
You
I
know?
am this,
Like
and that's where I
I'm
first started
going
to learn about that.
like I'm going to visit my grandparents, and like I don't know, like I looked at the weather, it doesn't look great, but like that could also change in 3 or 4 days. So
Right.
when the day comes that I'm gonna drive up the 2 hour drive, I'll just drive according to the weather conditions that day.
Yep. I
So with that
agree.
being said,
That's what I do too.
we got snow.
We got snow. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I feel like we're living in like just some weird parallel universe. Cuz we're sitting here first half of November, and like earlier this week it was like +6 out during the day, sunny, not a speck of snow. Like it's just so, and granted I'm in a different area of the province. So I am a few hours south of where we normally live, but I don't think it's much different there either.
No,
Like the
I've
grass
seen
is
some
still
stuff
green
and
here.
I've seen photos and stuff, and there's still like there's not snow, maybe just a light skimming every now and then up
Yeah.
back home
Oh,
either. Like they're not getting much.
we're living the dream. I was talking to my husband this week, and he said that he can remember the same week a year or two ago, they were ice fishing on one of the
Yeah.
lakes. Like they had
Well,
enough ice that they could be on the ice fishing, and we're like, there's probably not a speck of ice on any of the lakes right now.
yeah.
Maybe like in the small little still creeks and stuff like that, but not on the lakes where you would actually
No.
ice fish. And he's
And
like,
like
a year ago. He's like, I
people
remember that.
here were talking about how, because we got 10 centimeters of snow one of the days, and everyone was like losing their mind because it's November and there was snow here, because apparently last year the first time we got 10 centimeters was in February.
Oh my lord.
So, which is a big drastic difference, but I'm like, it's
Yeah.
snow. People, it's currently melting. Like, it's not, snow here isn't necessarily forever snow, and if it is, it's not a lot of snow. I'm like, just calm down.
It's not
like
forever snow, people. I have forever snow
yeah,
when it snows.
yeah.
Forever snow. I can't even.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, everyone's freaking out, and like the snow's already half gone. I'm like, what's the big
It's
deal?
not forever snow. You need a shirt. It's not forever
No.
snow. I can't. Oh, I'm just gonna think about forever snow now.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the day. It's awesome. Can't even.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't. I love that. Also, I would like to throw a shout out. This week, my husband turned 50. So happy birthday.
Happy
to my
birthday,
husband.
Dad.
We had a
He's
lovely.
50.
Well, he worked.
Yeah. What's
Na
new?
na 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 na. Say it's
It's my
birthday. Na na
birthday.
na 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 na. It's my
It's my
birthday
birthday
too.
too.
Na 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 na. Say it's your birthday. Na 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 na. Happy birthday to
Birthday to
you.
you.
Feel like I have to do that.
Yeah, it's
I
on
have to.
everything.
Yeah. So we had a lovely evening when he got home from work, opened some lovely gifts and stuff like that. So big shout out to the big 5-0 from hubby.
Hubba, 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 hubba.
We're now at the same point, which is
Yep.
awesome.
He's
And I
50.
love him to death. I wish him, I hope he has a great year. So
Yep.
I'm just throwing that out.
Happy
birthday to my
birthday, Dad. Happy birthday. Love
birthday.
you.
That's what I got. All right, Ainsley. Well, that's enough practical life lessons. That's about all I've got in me for the day. I have to go be
Yeah.
silly now.
It's too serious.
There's a lot of seriousness, jam packed into one little small session.
Yep.
Love it. Thank you so much for tuning in to Second Saturday, everybody.
Yes, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We're here every Sunday. Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Do it.
Every Sunday.
Every
Do it.
Sunday and Fridays now with vlogs. Go check out the vlogs.
Yes. Getting
Do
better
it.
at the vlogs, have to say.
Yep.
To say.
Oh, yeah.
Hate turning that camera when I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I hate it. I hate it when I'm doing it.
She's doing it.
Getting better at it.
Anywho.
Awesome. Okay. We will let you guys go. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and we will see you next Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.